Greetings, friends. It is I, Clay from Scream Soda Inc. And I don't really watch as many shows as I do movies, but that doesn't mean I don't have my preferences. So today I'll be giving you my top 10 favorite shows that I've watched all the way through. 5 of them will be live action, and there will be minor spoilers ahead for these shows, so you've been warned. Okay, it gets on my nerves that this show isn't on Letterboxd, but the MCU shows are. Like, BS. John Cena is an amazing improv artist, but also an amazing actor in general. Like, somehow he's able to make this ridiculous characters work so freaking well. And yeah, James Gunn takes some credit too because of how great a writer he is. But Cena really is something else, and James Gunn knew it because the whole reason he decided to make this show was because of John Cena's performance on the Suicide Squad. I don't know, guys. It's violent, it's dark, it's hilarious, it does moral ambiguity so well, and it's also very unpredictable, which I always love in media. Vigilante is wholesomely darkly hilarious, and Chikwudi Iwuji gives a fantastic performance. And out of all the shows on this list, Peacemaker is the only one whose intro I never skip. I don't skip most of the other ones either, but this one I have to watch every single time. This show has many things over the MCU. For starters, the Avengers really feel like a team, and you see them interact on their off days and between missions. They have genuine conflicts. Sure, some of them leave and come back over the course of the show, but it still feels like their top priority is to the Avengers, instead of just showing up every 2 years to fight some new bad guy. No. They all live in the mansion together, and it's awesome. There's the day-to-day character-specific episodes, of course, and then there's the big boy Avengers-level threat 2-part episodes that happen like 4 times a season. The only thing the MCU has over the show, in my opinion, is the fight scenes, which can be very bland. This show never should have been canceled because it gave us the ultimate bromance of Hawkeye and Black Panther. And this is the best version of Hawkeye. Don't even at me. It's no doubt about it. Okay, this show makes me more emotional than a workplace comedy should. I don't know, seeing Poppy and Ian's relationship grow over the course of the show is just so fulfilling. They're constantly learning to compromise their ideas, and while I don't know if the relationship will end up being romantic in the next season, I don't really care, because what we have is really nice. Danny Pudi plays such a chaotic evil character, I freaking love him. There's a couple of side quest episodes that don't feature any other characters, but they're just really emotionally raw and add to the world of the show. Seriously, this Jake Johnson and Kristen Milioti episode brought me so close to tears. I want to shout out the COVID episode because it's my favorite COVID special of any show, and the show as a whole is wonderful. Everyone go watch it. It's on Apple TV. When you add an overarching story as cryptic as this, you kind of realize how much Scooby-Doo overall has just been mindless filler episodes since the 60s, and while every incarnation has been funny, none of them really give you a sense of dread quite like Mystery Incorporated. This is the best version of these characters, and it's not even close. The monster designs are scary, I love the side characters, and sure, there are some inconsistencies with the writing, but it's made up for with its consistent tone and narrative, and it's the best version of Scooby-Doo. It's not even close, guys.
If you slow down for a second, take your time. You know I'm yours if you remember that you're mine.
I hate sports, but this show just made it interesting for me. Not the sports parts, but behind the scenes. Every character serves a purpose and has their own story to follow. Ted's optimism and him confronting how it might not affect people the way he hopes it does is something that moves me and I can relate to. It's really nice. Rebecca's apology in season 1 is so moving, and Roy Kent is an icon. I love the show. The Diamond Dogs are great. The whole show is wholesome and inspiring and gives me a sense of fulfillment. But please don't make another season, I beg you. Very wacky, but I just love the aesthetic of Pacific Northwest. Like, just anything that takes place in Pacific Northwest is amazing in my book. And add it with some cosmic horror. What? It's so good. And Dipper and Mabel are literally just me and my sister, pretty much, which I guess makes sense why she gets on my nerves more than I like to admit. But Bill Cipher's an amazing cosmic villain. He's so fun. And while I adore the characters, I love the narrative just a little more as a whole. But it's Gravity Falls. It's one of the best shows of all time. Okay, after that first twist in season 1, this show turned into an unpredictable roller coaster of emotion, philosophy, and comedy. Literally, like, this is right up my alley as someone who's just kind of a nihilist. There's so many little details throughout the whole run. Chidi especially is one of my favorite TV characters of all time. And the final episode is probably one of the best series finale of any show you could ever ask for. Seriously, it's so satisfying and breathtaking.
Oh, yeah, you mad? I'm at that white diamond. Floating in the sky, you a sweater sunshine.
Okay, so I've never played League of Legends. I barely even knew what it was, but then someone recommended Arcane to me, and I thought, what the hell, why not? And then I watched and proceeded to be emotionally destroyed for the next week. The music is amazing, the fight scenes are amazing, it's pretty to look at. There's so many little details in each character that provide insight at different points of view, but the biggest thing for me was the fact that my mind could not escape from thinking about the broken relationship between Vi and Jinx. Pretty much everything with them brought me close to tears. Their story is tragic and it's amazing, and I'm so hyped for season 2. Before I move on, here's some honorable mentions. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I finished. It's hilarious. Probably went on a little bit too long, though. Malcolm Middle, I have yet to finish. Primal, I have one more season. Harley Quinn, I only watched the first season, but I freaking love it. Stranger Things, I did finish. Oh, how'd that get there? Over the Garden Wall probably should be on this list, but we'll come back in a year and we'll see how I feel. Seinfeld is Seinfeld. It's a classic. It's hilarious. The Orville is the best Star Trek show over the last 20 years. Hawkeye's best MCU show, and that might just be because Haley Steinfeld's in it. Well, and it's Hawkeye. He's my favorite. Well, whatever. And Bluey is Bluey. Anyways, let's move on to the top 2.
I'm tired of the wait and sees. I'm tired of that part of me.
This is weirdly the most character-driven show I've ever seen. There are just so many jokes and exchanges that get quoted by my family and friends all the time. And while things were different in season 4 onward, that doesn't take away from the height of the first 3 seasons. In fact, season 5 and 6 have some of my favorite episodes in the whole show. People talk about its genre parody episodes, but the reason they work is just how well the character writing is. I've said it before on this channel, and I'll say it again. Abed and Jeff are two of my favorite characters of all time, because I relate so much to each of them. They're the first character interaction in the first episode, and the last character interaction in the last episode. And that doesn't dismiss everybody else's character arcs, but they all really build towards Jeff and Abed. Everyone needs to watch this show. There's so much to learn from it. Hashtag 6 seasons in a movie. I don't even know what to say. There probably isn't a single comment I could give this show that hasn't been said already. Either way, the world building and concept is just it's so freaking cool. I want to be an airbender so bad. I also just want a sky bison. The show is funny, and it still remembers to give every character a good arc. The fight scenes are magical. Pretty much every frame has something going on. Sokka's my favorite character, followed by Iroh, of course. They're both very inspirational to me. And this show, it's amazing. I didn't watch the show until after I turned 18, so I didn't get nostalgic for it, and I thought, oh, maybe it'll be like, it's probably overrated, right? Like, it's people just nostalgic. No, guys, like, I have no nostalgia for this show, and it's one of the best shows of all time. I freaking love it. Everyone needs to go, if you haven't seen it, you probably have, but how about you just go everyone just needs to watch this show again. It's so good. Here's some shows I want to watch. I need to watch The Boys. I need to watch Rick and Morty. Love, Death, and Robots. We got Amphibia, Andor, Hazbin Hotel, Owl House, Rise of TMNT, Kizazimoto, Generation of Fire, and Invincible. All these shows I will watch when I get around to them, but they're at the top of the list, I promise. Nothing else is gonna... That's it. Thanks for listening to me talk about my interests, guys. I appreciate it. Here's my letterbox if you want to go give me a follow. But you can go subscribe now if you want. Make sure you go stretch your legs, eat some food, stay stellar, spread the love, and have a good one, guys. Peace.